What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Prowinston. Yeah, you know, I got those deck profiles on deck once again with the new format. I know y'all see Phil and Simon here in the background. I know y'all see him. Look at him moving. Oh, the Europeans is coming. All right, so how you doing, Frazier?
Hi, hey YouTube. This is YCS Toronto 2013. I went to the last three, I think, and I topped this time with top 16 with World of Prophecy. It was a good event. Like, I think it was pretty good. We had 10 rounds, a lot of people. It was just a lot of random decks, like a lot of random decks. So I think it was you had to be well prepared to play literally anything. I played probably one of every deck I could think of. So,
all right.
It was a good event.
All right, so let's just get into the deck because I know everybody wants to see this deck. Let's go.
Right. So obviously, we start out with 3 blue boys. I just call him Blue Boy for short. 3 of him, 3 Temperance. This is like the new swag. I'm pretty sure everyone's playing this now just because of the fact that it gets World of Prophecy and Priestess. Now I play 2 Priestess, 1 Justice. I like the one over her. I was playing a more eccentric build that just played like a bunch of Justices and Dualities, and it focused on just getting Priestess and winning like that. But then, like, this card came out, and this card just kind of like changed the entire deck. Like, it really makes the deck play so much more, I don't want to say aggressive, but it's just like you can come back from stuff that you normally couldn't now. Like, if they have a full field, you can actually come back from that. He's 2900, so Blaster can't beat it, so that's like really huge in a Dragon matchup. He's just everything Prophecies needed, like, to be a really, really powerful deck. This format, like, they would have been good, but I don't think they would have been as good without him. So I think that he definitely makes the deck like way better, and also it gives you a reason to finally use Temperance. So that's World of Prophecy, and then it's like 3 Duality, just for consistency purposes. I mean, this card is really good. It conflicts with like the Crescents. You play 3 Crescent. This card is amazing to open with. You don't want to not play it because it's one of those cards that helps you set up first turn Fate for 3 instead of Fate for 2, and it also just makes your deck open a little bit more consistent despite the fact that it conflicts with Duality. It's also a spell book, so that's good, and Star Hall's really not playable in my opinion, so there's like few actual spell books you can play now. So that's just Crescent and Duality, and then Secrets. I only ran 2 Fate. I almost wish I ran the 3rd because I found myself struggling sometimes to like get my Fate back, just because I was pressured so much by certain decks, especially Dragons. You get pressured so bad that you don't even really have time to get back like your Fate. It's kind of annoying. So there were games where I was like, man, if I just played the 3rd Fate, this would be so much easier. I could just search it out instead of having to try to get it back from eternity or put it back on the bottom of the deck and search it out that way. 2 Field Spell, Grand Swivel Tower. This is the only reason this deck is like outrageous, is because no deck can grind with it. This is the reason why it beats every deck in the format except Dragons, because you just cannot grind with Prophecy. It's impossible. Play 2 Wisdoms. I was playing 3 for a while because just my local experience was that everyone was setting 4 pass, and it was just really annoying. And I thought that the YCS would be like that, and it still kind of was. I'm actually happy that I played 2 of it because I played a lot of Constellars and Adulches and all kinds of decks that just actually did set a lot, so that helped a lot, getting my plays through, getting World through and blowing up. Like, I actually used this against Billy to, he played Torrential when I bought out Temperance, and I just negate and just won from there. It was pretty good, so I think Wisdom is fine. You can play 2 or 1 of it. You don't need 3. 2 Master, Standard. I don't really see a point to ever play 3 of that card. 2 Eternity. I don't know why people play 1. Some games have to remove my 1 from play because I need to Fate for 3. Like, the situation, you have to do it. So you don't really have a way around it. And once you remove it, it's just going for good. So if you only play 1 of them, you just kind of like screw yourself for the rest of the game. 1 life. Before I used to like side this card out like all the time, and now you can't really side it out because the deck is just focused around this pretty much. Like,
Do you like life though? Like,
I actually, life is the only reason that you win sometimes. Like, it's actually because you bring back World, and World triggers off of life, and then it gets back to spellbooks, and it can blow up if you have 4. So like this little thing right here is just like, it's pretty much the nuts. Like, it's just crazy. Like, spellbook life is just really, really good. It also brings back Temperance. You can tribute Temperance and Priestess. If you bring back Temperance and tribute to get this, it doesn't get this effect because you can't special summon this turn. The same time you use this effect, but just bringing this back is just like nutty because you can just come back from times you usually wouldn't be able to come back with spellbooks.
I got you.
So then 1 power. Playing 1 of it, I don't know. It was I used to playing too, but it's kind of like a bad draw sometimes, like a lot of times actually. At the same time, you find yourself looking for it. I don't know, it's alright. And one Book of Moon, this card's obviously just really good. You get Veiler, you just book it, or just when they like trap stun and they assume that the game is over because they know you have Fate, and they're like, alright, I counter for Fate, I can push through Fate, and I can trap stun you and stop on you just like Book of Moon. And so that happens. Or like I don't know, Book of Moon is just one of those great cards. Stop Succeed, stop Synchros. I don't really think that this card should have been put on like 2 at least. I think this card is really good for Yu-Gi-Oh! In general. It stops a lot of bad things from happening, like overextensions and stuff. So I think it's really good. One Wing Blast. I really don't like Wing Blast at all. The theory behind it is just to discard your dead Crescent and your dead World, but like it just doesn't really play out like that. So I didn't want to play 2 of it. I really didn't want to play any of it, but I felt kind of weird like. After I started reading a lot and thinking about it, I was like, I'll just play one of it and see how it works out. So the 1 was fine. It was never like great in any situation. It was just Wing Blast. Sometimes I was discarding like cards I really didn't want to discard, but luckily like my opponents really didn't have much going for them. But it was just like literally luckily that they didn't have anything. So 1 Warning, 1 Torrential, 1 Compulse, 1 Boundless. This card is amazing. Like I just can't see how people don't like this card is absolutely amazing. Torrential punishes people for overextension, obviously. And when you use Justice first turn, Torrential is just a great way to like punish them for going in on your open field. And it's also a way to summon Blue Boy and they go like Effect Veiler, or I don't know, they activate anything like Effect Veiler or Fiendish Chain, you just like Torrential. You kill their field, you get a search, like it's pretty juice. And then 3 Fiendish Chain is like standard, so it's 8 traps.
You didn't play Mirror Force, why?
I took Mirror Force on my deck at the last minute because I wanted cards, all my cards react. Like, if you look at all of the traps I play, they all, like, react to stuff. So, Mirror Force is one of those cards where you need your opponent to actually do something to activate it. Whereas, like, most of these, like, they can't play the duel without summoning. So, these, like, Boundless Warning and Torrential, like, they have to summon at some point. So, I don't have to worry about that. But people might not attack you, and I don't want a card to just sit there until they, like, try to Black Rose me. Because that was my legitimate concern this weekend, was getting Black Rose Dragons. I didn't want to get Black Rose, because in testing, that was, like, the way that Dragons were winning. Which is Black Rose in your field and then like getting in on you, so I didn't like that. So everything is reactive, no Mirror Forces. But in hindsight, like it seems like if I had to play Mirror Force, I'd beat people easier, I would say, because sometimes they would get desperate and they would just go, well, I have to attack you for games, so I'm just gonna summon everything. Side deck, 3 Veiler. This is only for like Dragunity decks, Infernity, and the Mirror Match, because the Mirror Match, if you Veiler Temperance, is like so good. Double Kaiko. This is for the Mirror Match. This is also for Dragons. It's for, I want to say, like, Infernity. I don't know, it's just Kaiko's pretty good. Like, people, I don't know, people don't like it, but I think it's really, really good right now. 3 MST. I guess you can't really side, like, Breaker, because I can't really take out any of my monsters except Justice. Like, that's the only card I ever side. I only sided out Justice, or 1 Priestess sometimes, but I wanted to side Breaker, but I think MST is a little bit better. Because your normal summon is very important, obviously, so, I don't know, it's debatable. 1 D Fisher. I swear, it's so ignorant, but I draw the 1 D Fisher against the decks where I sided in, which is pretty much just Mermails. I draw it every single time I play them. It's kind of weird, like, it's all 1, and I still draw it, and they never get rid of it, just like old times, so I know I'm not playing Mermails. Double Mind Crush. This card is good for the Mirror Match if you go first. It's also good against, I mean, pretty much every deck right now actually searches a lot. Like most decks just search way too much. So Mind Crush is really good. Oh, Heretics, which is like a scary matchup, I guess, because they just kill you. My favorite card in the side deck, Rivalry of the Warlords. Constellars, Evil Swarms, any weird deck like that. This card is just amazing against. And then 1 Soul Drain for Water, for Dragons, for Water and Dragons are pretty much. This card is amazing. I didn't get to use it this weekend. I sided it in. I didn't draw. I just drew D Fisher. So this card is nice. And the most irrelevant part of the deck is obviously the extra deck. This is the most irrelevant part, so just bear with me. This card is nice. This card came out 1 time in the entire tournament, and it was juicy. It was like, detach, get back a Blue Boy, put the world back into my deck, shuffle it, and then I could, like, next turn summon Temperate to bring out the world. So that was pretty cool. 1 Gachi, 1 Dexter Phoenix, 1 Shining Elf. She comes out a lot. I bought out this like 3 times. Once again, he is the most summoned card in my extra deck. It's just so random, but he just comes out so much. I don't care what you guys say. He just comes out and he's like Duster. Just Harvey Summon Duster, blow up all the cards. So it's really weird. It just happens so much. People just like set 5 and like summon Double Priestess, just pop 2 and then blow up the rest. So it happens all the time. 1 Drago Sag, 1 Big Eye. I bought out Drago Sack against the mirror match, and I just like attacked him for infinite damage and set warning. And he summoned Blue Boy, and I just warned it and won. There's too much pressure, I guess. And then one Arcanite. I play this thing. Like I don't know. At this point I was just playing cards. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna I couldn't just enter without 15. I felt like that's just like bad Yu-Gi-Oh! Just not play 15. So at this point I'm just throwing cards in my extra deck. Like this actually is relevant because you can make it. This is good. And I won a game. I won the mirror match with this randomly. Like I don't even know what happened. Like he like summoned Temperance. I think I veilered it. Then I like lifed back something, and some weird play happened, and this just came out and won. And I was confused. He was confused. Everyone was just looking around. Like everyone was asking, like, how did you summon it? I was like, I don't even know. So I don't know. It was weird. But yeah, the extra deck is irrelevant. Prophecies are